Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for joining us today. And our purpose here, our mission here is to support you in being the best version of you, living your greatest life with ease and joy. And so I'm so grateful to have these wonderful guests and speakers here on the show with us to support you, to encourage you, to inspire you, to empower you to be the best version of you. And so today, my good friend Kimberly Crowe is here back with us again, and she's going to be talking about awakening your divine blueprint to be your sovereign self and so much more. Kimberly will also be doing some mini healing sessions on the call with live callers, a group healing activation with the greater aspect to access your sovereign being through activating your codes of your divine blueprint. And so I'm excited to talk to Kimberly about all that and more, having a clear connection of your divine blueprint during these trying times. And when you align your blueprint, your sovereign being flows and a whole new way of being evolves. And the connection allows you to give meaning and context to the things that happen in your life. And you'll find the truth of your sovereign one in achieving more clarity by connecting and awakening your divine blueprint. So I'm so excited. And as you all know, Kimberly's been with us many, many times. She is an everyday mystic and is known as the healer's healer. She's a sacred witness to the inner awakened mastery, I am Retonements, and she is an internationally known visionary teacher, artist, and transformational healer with 30 years experience. And she can help you achieve your heart's desires by tuning into, clearing, and harmonizing your unique energy system. As guided by Divine Creator, Kimberly can tap directly into your soul to help you achieve your purpose and passions in life. So yay, Kimberly, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for holding this space.
Yes, welcome back.
Yes.
So I'm excited to talk about awakening your divine blueprint. What does that mean? What does that look like? And how can we all do it? And why do we want to?
Okay. So
many questions all at once.
I know, it's all great. Well, we're in this opportune time again to do this. The timing is always there for us. We can step out into it whenever we disconnect from all of the chaos of the mind matrix and all of the things that we give our energy to. That divine blueprint, you created it before you entered into this lifehood. When you chose to individuate from all that there is, take on a DNA skin suit, a soul, and come into this body, you sat down and created that. Everybody sat down and created their own divine blueprint with the instructions of the journey. So and then we get here, and there's those veils of illusion that happen. Mm-hmm. When you're dropping in, there's the little voice that says, you're all fired up. And then there's that little voice that says, oh, one more thing. And you go, what? As you're jumping in, and you won't remember. And it's like, oh, great. So, and sometimes we have that connection more so than others. Depends on the family you came into, the energy they're holding, and, just the circumstances around you. We all have it from the get-go, but we start closing that down as we give our energy away to doubt and the not self. Mm-hmm. And before we know it, we are the not self, and we're acting from the not self. And so Gaia herself, the spirit of earth, holds that blueprint for us. Like when we do all that, we hand it over to her. She puts it in the template, and she's got it anchored in, and is just waiting for us, to step into that. She's here supporting us the whole time with it. And the whole free will choice that humanity has, we have free will to do that in however way we choose when we get here. And if we stay connected to that, it makes things easier in a divine flow with everything and the energy of how to move forth. So it's more about a vibration. Some people may get clear, exact, instructions, turn left, turn right, now, go here, go there. sometimes we have that, we get that, and other times it's more of just the energy that's there. And when we connect to that energy, then the knowing's there, the knowing is there. And we do have to do things to keep our own energy to that aligned with the vibration. Because we, like today, I listen, if we go out and engage in social media, if we're listening to all of the news things, all of the energy that's coming in, if we go into judgment with it, or get into little cat fights with somebody, that you don't even know on Facebook over something, it's going to stir up stuff. That's free will too. Maybe that stuff needed to be stirred up for you for the day so that you can let go of some part of yourself that's been victimized in the past. Sometimes it's that vibration of some stranger that totally brings that up for you so that you can let go of that, let go of the not self, and step back into your own divine path. So when you're in that alignment, you are your sovereign self. You're not, and when I say your sovereign self, I'm not talking about going and building the castle, and wearing armor and taking over, some country. I mean, like that you are empowered yourself and that you're not relying on something external to give you your significance in your life. That it comes from within, and the passion and joy in connecting to that blueprint is what is where your power source comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
I don't know if I answered all of your questions or not. You ask me that stuff and I just start channeling. I don't know what I'm going to say either. It's like, oh wow, that was really good. I'm glad we're recording this.
Yeah, and I never remember what the questions I actually asked, so it's all good.
Right, because you're channeling the questions too. So this time period that we're in right now, this energy. By the way, I went back and the last show that I was on with you was really right before all of this hit on a global level. It was already happening, in China, but the situation that we're in right now hadn't hit to the degree that it has. It was just, It was like the 1st of March. So it was just the beginning bloom of that. And we, in that group that day, we did a thing and I saw an implant to remove so that, and I said that this has to do with slavery and humanity still staying in slavery.
Mm.
And when all of this happened, I realized how powerful that was, because it was like, why is that implant? Why am I seeing this today? Well, I was in line with my divine blueprint, but I don't always know exactly what that means in that moment, And so, like, by removing the implant that was still there to slavery, when you release from that, then you're not so much like a wind-up doll, and you can make, you're making your own decisions, and you create your own lifehood. That you're not being codependent on everybody else to make sure that this happens for you. And so this time period we're in right now, but Pluto went back into retrograde on the 25th, and it was in retrograde. It came out. And Pluto is the energy of transformation. It's going to dig up all the crap that has been hidden, and it's going to bring it to the surface. And where it's been in Capricorn, which is all about structures, that energy is, and the expansion with Jupiter, it's bringing up everything that no longer serves humanity. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean that it's pleasant when you go through those transformations, but when you release it and go with the flow and not fight everything, then it's a whole lot easier for you. And that's when you're connected into your own divine blueprint. If you're not in your inner peace, you're not connected to it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and it doesn't mean those moments don't come up for me for a second. They do, but I'll witness it right away. It's a whole lot faster. I'll witness it. As soon as I witness it, it's just like, why am I giving my power to that? And then I go back into my center, connected back into that divine blueprint so that I can stay clear. And when I went into judgment, that's when I'm my not self. If I'm not in a place of neutral, if I can't, if I have a reaction, then there's something within me that has some kind of judgment to it, and whether I'm conscious of it or not, whether it's something from my past, you know, conditioning.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes I've noticed that with me, because I was a medical technologist for 15 years, I worked in a hospital lab. I was a bacteriologist, for God's sake. I did bacteriology and immunology. So some of the stuff that I am witnessing, like that's being posted on all of this and everybody getting into triggers and what I'm going to call the conspiracy theories, all of that energy, a lot of it is just not understanding how the medical system works and how viruses work and how the testing works. And so I see that sometimes with people where they're getting all riled up and all of those things are suddenly in the public eye, and their brain actually isn't trained for the understanding of what all of that is behind the scenes with some of that. So people are jumping to conclusions and making up all kinds of things. And so that's been really interesting to me to witness that, and how much, I'm just using that as an example because it's so big right now, but that the human mind does that with all kinds of things. We just
Absolutely.
suck up this stuff and take it in when because we're so afraid of the unknown, of what we don't actually know. So we start creating all of these scenarios. So when you're put into that, you're going to create, less scenarios. I mean, I feel blessed that I have a background in all of that, so I can look at this also on a practical level, and and it's like, when we're connected to your divine blueprint, you're connected to your practical knowledge. It's your practical alchemy. It's like you have common sense to understand. There's like an inner knowing, and your common sense can guide you in that way.
And I think we need that more than ever right now.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happens when we connect to all of that. So we'll do that today, and we'll do disconnecting from that chaotic mind of humanity is huge. And every time that I do go on, because I am going on and listening to some of the world leaders, because Spirit tells me to. Sometimes I'm being nosy, but most of the time I'll come clean with that. But most of the time it is because they told me to watch something, and because I'm working in the grids. Like there's a purpose to it. There's a purpose to a conscious purpose, instead of me being unconscious with what I'm doing. And when we're like being unconscious with it and we're just doing it out of boredom or curiosity or whatever, it's like all that stuff is going into your brain, and then it's swirling in with your own thoughts, and then you get confused. And so that's an example of just everything in life, that happens to us on so many levels, because as a child we know who we are, and then that confusion comes in when we're overridden by other energies that are bigger than us at the time.
Yeah, or we perceive as bigger than us. And that's the thing. It's like, it's so important to be connected to ourselves, to our knowing, to our truth, to our divine blueprint, so that we can navigate these times with more ease and using practical tools and knowledge, right?
Exactly.
So one thing I forgot to mention at the very beginning, this is that we are going to be taking some live caller questions. So if you do have a question for Kimberly, you can raise your hand, or you can type your question in the chat. And so, you might want to, like, some people may want to know, like, maybe more clarity about the divine blueprint. How do we access it? How can we use it in our day-to-day life? How can we tap into it? Like, what other information is there with our divine blueprint?
Okay, so the way I tap into it, you know, it's like the group that I work with that identifies themselves as the greater aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a group consciousness, and we all can connect to whatever that is that we have. To me, it's, you know, it's really my avatar self. It's some part of me that already knows all this. It's the part of me that knew all of this when I jumped in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I said I would be here at this time to do this. And so that connection to that part of you that is the all-knowing self, you know, and whether you're working with fairies or angels or, you know, bears or squirrels or whatever it is that you call it, it's like those are just levels of consciousness that we have labeled. And it's all of that is that all-knowing energy, and whatever modem you use to get to it, it's all okay. You know, it's like that is what it gets you to that higher perspective. Then it really doesn't matter what the label is that that we here call that, because we as humans, our mind wants to put it in some kind of category.
Right.
And there is kind of a different level to consciousness as it wakes up within you. So it's kind of like what people in the past that has been labeled as what we would call a Kundalini experience. And as you move through those different energies through your own body. So when you ground, when you disconnect from all of the chaos that's out there, and then bring your energy into your own heart, connect to earth, ground, that stuff that you can do every day, and to the sun, because the sun is the divine partner of earth itself. Without one they work together. She can't grow sustainability for us without the light of the sun. You know, they are the divine masculine and feminine partners of what this container that we live within. So when you connect to that, anything that you do that does that to bring your vibration up through your body, because the energy moves through like what we call the chakra system, and each one of those is another level of awareness, you know, as it opens up. So there's all kinds of things you can use, you know, crystals, essential oils, chimes, sound, all of those things can help you come back into alignment. Like before I got on here, I did an alignment. I connected to everything. I connected to this collective group and what the collective group would be that will listen to this to see what was the most beneficial energies to bring in, you know, to this group. So when I work with my blueprint, that's what I do. It's kind of like, what am I here in service of, you know, for, with, and the energy of that. And it's to the all, because we're not separate. And when we start creating the separations, that's part of the energy that dulls us down. So it's really keeping a check on yourself and noticing really when you're not in that space of neutral energy, you know, that it's like, even when it seems like so horrific that so many, you know, things are happening right now, people, you know, it's like, it's a belief that your rights are being taken away from you. It's a belief that, you know, this is happening, even that death is even a belief, because, you know, really in transformation, energy is energy. And yes, we lay the physical body down, but the energy transforms into the next energy. And I don't mean to sound, because it's the people that are left here on the earth that are in, you know, that are the family members that are left with grief to deal with when they lose someone. Because that being that leaves in some realm volunteered. They volunteered to show the rest of us, you know, what to show the rest of us how disconnected that we've become. You know, in some ways, they're connected in a huge level to Gaia to be volunteers that would transcend energies. And that's what this whole, during this, you know, Jupiter transit thing is about. It's about connecting to those energies, transmuting it, and going into a higher expansion. So when you go into, so you can go into pure light without laying down your physical body. You know, it's like the more you amp up your vibration in your cells, in your body, you're going to amp up your immune system. It's the fear, worry, and all of those things that suppresses your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
So anything like that is going to suppress it and then cause illness within you. You know, the dis-ease. So staying in alignment in however way that you can in that way, and making sure that if you do take in that information, to clear yourself off afterwards, clear your aura, however that is you do it, whether it's with the crystals, whether it's with sound, water, you know, to clear your energy field of those vibrations. Because if we can see it all the time, remember what's his name on Charlie Brown, the little Pigpen, you know, that walked around and he had the stuff flying around him all the time. Yeah. Well, that's what starts happening. We look like that. You know, all of that energy is dulls us down. So some of those triggers, it can come from the conditioning in this lifehood from family. You know, it could be soul trauma that you bring in. It all goes back to the part of feeling somewhere as a victim, and that someone took your power from you. And, you know, we are the only one that can free ourselves from that. It's like no one else can do that for us. And when we have that shift of that and realize, even with some of that, that there's something in it that was part of your own divine plan. And, you know, that there's some kind of learning. So it's connecting to the energies all the time and asking what the learning is. You know, as soon as you get the aha, you're not stuck in the consciousness, you're not stuck in that vibration. As soon as the way you change it is you become conscious of something. And as soon as you become conscious of something, then it's no longer has that that power over you. It's like that's when you can change it. It's when you become conscious of it.
Absolutely. Yep. So Deborah's asking, as you start to access the blueprint, what would be the first types of info you would suggest to ask for?
What was the word that you said? What's the first what?
As you start to access the blueprint?
Info. You said info, and I didn't know. Somewhere I got lost in there. What's the first info that you would suggest to ask for?
Yeah, the first types of info.
I have to do that kind of individually, probably on people, but
so it's different for each person.
Yeah, it's going to be different for each person, because, you know, we all come in with that knowing of where we're at, but there is a level of different consciousness that we come in with depending on the level that we achieved from lifehood after lifehood, or, you know, the lifehood of wherever we came from, whatever conscious realm that was. You know, it's like the awareness that your accumulated knowledge that you already come in with. So sometimes that is more accessible to some people than others. You know, that part of that is. So that's going to be a little bit different. Let me see. Let me ask them what is the suggestion for that. I'm hearing it's like to ask how can I be more love? How can I embody more love? It's like when you, hard to do it in words because it's a vibration. But that when we embody that, and that's always the driver. So I was hearing love, kindness, gratitude. I was hearing all of those words, you know, and it's like when we do that, then it's like we're showing the next level. We're showing the next level. Because if we're asking other questions all the time, or we're doing this, well, I can't do that. I can't get there. This has happened. I only have this much money. That every time we do that, then we don't, you know, it's like we put that light out. It's like I saw it as a fire, and every time we do that, then we put it out again. We put the information out.
Got it.
So it's like that. How, well, the thing that I asked every morning is, I asked Spirit to dream me in. It's like, okay, Spirit, you are dreaming this. You're dreaming this in. I'm wearing this DNA skin suit, and I'm at this level of consciousness that to turn life over to Spirit. So Spirit, dream me in. And so I just say that, Spirit, dream me in. What would you dream today? Dream as big as you can dream, and then I'll let it go. And so maybe some kind of connection comes that day. Something happens. It's like something, it just shows up in your life. So that's one of the things. It's like stepping out of it yourself to your limited self, and to ask for that unlimited potential to connect to that.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank
you.
Good. So hopefully
and
that makes
sense,
have
Deborah. To do action, because people do this stuff of like, well, the universe still hasn't sent me any money. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Universe doesn't make money. Humans made money.
Mm-hmm.
That's who made money, is humans. Okay. Yeah. So if you want that, then you have to do whatever we do here to create that, because we are who created that. And so it's the universe. You can ask questions, and then the universe can connect you to the person, but you still have to do something,
Yeah.
Like I had to push the button to get on Zoom to be here.
Yep.
Because we're still living in the 3D. It's like we are still here in the level that we're in, and so there is still, practicality things that you have to do. And it doesn't mean that it won't dream it bigger for you and that more won't come, to you. But it's like there is still, directions to go with things. And sometimes when we're asking all the time and it doesn't come, it's because it was coming from ego, and we weren't dreaming big enough. It's like there's something else that's even has more potential to it, that's out there for us, and we're still looking through the little self.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Yeah.
Did that help for any?
Huh?
Did that help for any?
I think so.
Limiting beliefs and sabotage.
So Deborah, let us know how that resonates with you, okay? So we do have people with their hand raised as well. So ready to take some questions? Sure. All right. So
that's my granddaughter's new word. Sure. She learned that somewhere in the last week, and everything, I'm keeping her 3 days a week now since we were on. And so everything is sure. Sure.
Awesome. All right. So Dawn, I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead.
Hey, how are you guys today?
Good.
Great.
Where are you from, Kimberly? I love your accent.
I'm from Kentucky.
Do you still live there?
I'm back here now. Yes, I do. I'm back
okay.
here.
I'm in North Carolina. So I had a question, like this is really fascinating to me. I don't have any Earth in my chart. And I was listening to somebody say that, like, the North Node went into Gemini. I'm a Gemini, but my North Node is in Sag. So what does that mean for me? And I want to make it universal so it helps other people, but I want to be specific to my question. What does that mean for me when I'm, opposite, that the North Node went into Gemini, but my South Node is Gemini and my North Node is Sag? Can you tell me a little bit about what that might be, what I need to be doing?
You know what house it's in?
My North Node with Sag, I think, is in the 11th house. And I think the South Node is 5th house. But I can look while we're talking.
Okay, so with that, and anybody on here, the information is for you too. And so any downloads that come in is also going to affect you in some level, even if you don't, because everybody has those somewhere in their chart. So if your North Node is in Sag, and it depends on that house, would it be in the 11th house? Then you probably, that energy, you came in to probably teach teach something in some level, but Sag is not going to want to set, even though they like philosophy, you're going to want things fast because it's a fire sign. You're not going to want to like be in the story forever. You're going to be bored and go, oh yeah, okay, let's move on with that. And so the Gemini in your South Node, what that can mean is that your karmic lessons that you've already done. It can also mean it's your accumulated knowledge that you've already done. So Gemini is all about information. Gemini doesn't care, like the Virgo, which is also ruled by Mercury, wants practical information and how to apply the information. Gemini just likes information, it's just random ass information. and they're like the info booth for everybody. And so you've already kind of done that, but you can tap into that energy and communicate it in that, with it. You can tap into it, but if you go to that energy, then it may stagnate you. Like you wouldn't be moving on to, and that's with anybody with your North and South Node. When your default is that, you would be going back into your default and just setting in the energy and not moving on with what you chose to utilize in this lifetime.
Well, I looked at my chart. Those are accurate. My 5th house is the South Node is in Gemini. And so what about the Gemini, the Libra being in retrograde in Mercury now? Or in Gemini now? What does that mean?
So, Don, I just want to interrupt for a second. I don't understand what this has to do with the divine blueprint.
Well,
I thought, does this not have to do with
astrology? Yeah, he's in his astrology as his divine blueprint, which is part of it. But yeah, we're getting too technical probably on a level with astrology for people.
Okay.
For everybody, the Libra in retrograde is just about your own relationship with yourself and going in and looking at the balance of that. And so it's an opportunity. Anytime a planet is in retrograde, it's an opportunity to go within and look at yourself, your own relationships, and what's not in balance. Okay?
Okay. So if you want to take that to divine blueprint, that's fine, or you can move on to somebody else. Either way.
Yeah, well, let's move on, because then if there's anything to download in that, when I do the downloads, then I'll connect everybody to that, to their North Star and what that guiding light is for them. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Awesome.
Rana.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. Nothing. And it's like I have this mental block.
When I go into the moon stuff with you, sometimes you're like, okay, let's move on.
I know, like a glazed look. It's like,
sometimes.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't know what it is. My daughter tells me about this stuff all the time, and it's like I just get like this blank stare. It's like, I don't know what that means. I think I need to take a course.
Are you are you Pisces? What are you?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Pisces.
Okay, that's why. Because the Pisces is just like, you don't need all of that information, because Pisces, everything comes from spirit. So it's just like you just get your downloads from spirit, so you don't need all of that technical stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I just connect to spirit, it comes from spirit, and I don't need all that blah, 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 blah.
Awesome. Good. So see,
Okay.
I'm not making myself wrong. It's like, okay, cool.
Now, see, so you're connected to your divine blueprint.
Yes, exactly. Awesome. All right. So Marianne Perry, I'm gonna go ahead and unmute you. Hello? Marianne, you're unmuted. Go ahead and ask your question. If not, I'll move on.
Walked away. I think people walk away sometimes.
Yeah, well, gone. Marianne, you can come back later, okay? All right, Sue, hold on. So, Sue, I'm gonna unmute you. La, 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 la. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Laura, I'm so glad you said that, because I was kind of listening to that also thinking, hang on.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. I just wanted to ask if Kimberly had any insights for me.
Well, that's pretty broad spectrum. So what do you want to know? it's like,
I don't mind. Whatever comes to you.
if I open up that Pandora's box, then it's like that could take forever. So
Yeah,
it's
so
like you
pick an
need to be
area at
specific.
least, Sue.
Yeah, be specific with your communication of what it is that you want to create.
Yeah, that in fact is my problem. I don't really know. I kind of stop dreaming somewhere, and I can, if I know what I want, I can genuinely create it. It's the knowing what I want in the first place that's the problem.
Okay, let me just jump into your energy field and see what's going on. So this is for anybody. If I see any blocks with her, then anything that's there is, it's a healing for everybody. Okay, so let me open up your records and jump into your field. So when I went into your field, the first thing I saw was there's like, it looked like a cement block on top of your crown. So there's something like you're holding it down. You're holding that divine energy, that connecting to the divine inspiration and passion. It's like you keep putting, it looks like a helmet that you keep putting the cement on top of your head. So there's a fear that you'll have to be responsible for whatever you create. And then if you can dream it in as fast as you said that you can, well, what if you dream in stuff that you don't want? So there's like a fear of that. And that's one of the things that I'm getting that blocks everybody. If there's this energy of I'll have to be responsible to it, and what if it's too big and maybe I don't want to be that inconvenient. You know, like when people are always wanting to know how they're supposed to serve humanity, and then I go into their field and they're like, I don't know that I really want to be that inconvenienced by humanity. so there's an energy like that to you. That if I really connect to all of that, it'll be too much. It'll be too much power. It's too powerful. And what if I think something wrong, and then I can create that too? Okay. So everybody on here, let's do a clearing with that, because I can see that in people's crowns, and it's almost like that crown is an old crown, and that we don't. It's just kind of like, well, oh my God, humanity just created Corona. It's like we just did that in a huge big collective dream. And so it's like moving past the fear of that and understanding the beauty of what everything is and what the healing is of it. Because God, if we use that as an example, oh my God, look how Earth herself is having the opportunity to heal, and we were killing her. You know, we were killing our own sustainability in our own environment. So now it's like all this beauty is coming back. So that's what they're telling me. It's like this fear of, we're so damn afraid to dream it in, because we'll dream in, you know, some kind of big mess like what we're perceiving that this is, without seeing the beauty in all of it. Okay, so let's clear any of that. Anything that's within our crown or in third eye, also throats, well, the whole body, all of the chakras that's blocking that, any belief systems that we are responsible and that it'll be too much responsibility. And we're going to download Creator's definition of the truth of how to respond, what that energy really is. I'm kind of going into a whole download. They must be ready to do that with people, because I'm seeing bringing back all the inner children that didn't have the knowing yet of something that was some responsibility that was laid on them at a time when they weren't, they didn't have the knowledge yet to do whatever it is. So there's a lot of inner child wounding within the group, within the consciousness, within all of humanity with that. Okay, Miss Sue, did you feel anything with all of that?
Not sure, but you certainly hit the nail on the head. That's absolutely it.
Yeah. Okay, so just let that energy come in, and then you might want to go back and listen to the replay, and because the downloads will keep coming in for everybody.
Oh,
So
that's
thank you
fabulous.
for asking it, because you asked it. It's like it was, I could see where that energy, it almost looked like cockle burrs in the crown, you know, on some people. It was just like all this was stuck into the crown. Okay.
Oh,
Thank
fantastic.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sue. All right, we're going to go to Dave Rodney had a question here. 1 second. How can, okay, this is also too general, Dave Rodney, because we all have lots of blocks, but how can you remove blockages, limiting beliefs, and self-sabotage? Well, you do it constantly.
Just shake it all off. Okay. Yeah, that's too broad spectrum too.
Yeah.
How do you do it? It's like you quit giving your power to it. I mean, that's the simplest answer to it, because it's like, and sometimes we don't know that we're given, we think we use that as an excuse that we don't know we're giving our power to it, but really we do know it, because if it wouldn't be coming up for us, we wouldn't feel the uneasiness if we didn't know it. So there's a zillion and one techniques that are out there to do that.
Yeah.
But connecting into your heart and allowing forgiveness to self, even if you were a child and your power was, you know, you felt like your power was taken or abused, even as a child, it's like forgiving that aspect that went through all that it did and bringing that back. So I would really, so many people run out there and want to do DNA activations and get all your 12 strands activated and blah, 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 when they haven't done inner child work. And it is so important to do your inner child work, because doing all of those activations, it's like putting water in a vase that has a crack in it. It's not going to hold the frequency. So when you start bringing those parts back and doing your parts integrations with all of that, then you're going to have a container to do these, to get these high powered activations. Does that make sense?
So that's the answer. Do the inner child work.
Yeah. Do
Awesome.
it first.
Thank you.
And people want to skip that one because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they want to skip that part. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, if you come in here already as a little avatar with, you know, already enlightened, then maybe you get to skip that part.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't met anybody yet that has that.
All right, we're going to go to iPhone. So iPhone, I'm going to unmute you. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Good. What's your name, iPhone?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Diana, iPhone Diana.
Okay.
My question to you, Kim, is energetically, do I have any entities or implants or blocks within my energy field?
Yes.
Do you? I don't know. Do you?
I've been doing a lot of meditation for the last, I don't know, whenever this started. So I've been,
My question is, what makes you ask that question? It's like, is that coming from within you, or is that the people have told you have those?
no. It's just something that's been coming up. I don't know. Yeah,
that's what
it's
I wanted to know. Sometimes people giving their power away to readers and healers that have told them things like that. And so that's why I asked, was that coming from yourself, or did somebody else project that to you? We all have all of those things. I call them flubbers for the day when they attach to us. So let me look at your field real fast. We'll do
Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it.
Well, actually, when we go into the whole process, they're telling me that when we go into our sacred chamber, that we'll do a group clearing on that. And that, so some of this stuff that we can combine and do with that. But let me look and see if you've got any.
Sure.
Have you had a reoccurring thing with attachments?
Yes, when I went to Egypt and came back, but even before then. Yes.
Right.
And I was able to move it off. I was able to
Yeah, but you've got a hole in the back of your sacral, so that's why I asked you. That's why I asked, were you having reoccurring things with that? Because
okay.
at the back of your sacral, right before your sit bone. So people
Yeah.
that have this, and if you have these reoccurring things that happen, check your field for holes in your aura. And it's like,
Okay.
'cause that's how they come in. And if you don't seal that up and you keep opening it up, the energy, then that's how attachments come in. So that's for everybody on here if you're getting any kind of attachment cords or anything like that. So there's a hole there in the back. Okay, let me see. It's kind of at on the left, it's your SI joint. There's some entanglement energy. There's a part of you. How old are you the first time you fragmented? Give me an age.
Fragmented, meaning that an entity attached?
Yeah, you fragmented, and that's how the energy attached. So how old were you when you fragmented?
Well, the first time I actually saw entities was in 2018.
Yeah, but
I mean, sorry, 19.
Just get out of your head and give me an age. How old were you the first time you fragmented?
Oh, sorry, age. 40, 41.
No, that's not it. Wrong.
First number that comes to you. So just take a deep breath,
12.
Deanna.
12.
Take a deep
Okay.
breath and connect to this.
Yeah,
Yes,
12, she
12.
said.
Right, she's not going down into it. So what's happening right now, if you all are witnessing this or feeling this, what she's doing is, you got in the hot seat, so I'm using you.
It's
like,
okay.
She's going up in her head to get information. And so that when we're doing that and we're wanting to go up here and get the information, then like there's a fear to really drop into your body and feel it within your own body. Because like if she breathes in and drops into her own body, then she'll be able to feel that herself and know where that energy is. So when we're escaping like that and trying to get away from it, that's one of the things that creates the holes. Okay. So it's like that, it's like go to it, go to the energy where it feels uncomfortable and drop into that to get your power back. So I'm telling that to everybody anytime you're in one of those that kind of energy. It's like whatever the big scary demon was, it's like it's not here in this physical body. So if you drop into it and you embody your own power, then it can't come in because
Okay.
you're in your body. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Does that make
Yes.
sense, Laura? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I do understand. Yes.
Okay. So let's see. Let me see if we can. So what I would do, because it could be a long process for me to do this here. I would connect to that inner child, talk to her, invite her in, tell her that you'll take care of her now. And when you bring her back into her rightful place and the gifts that she has and the accumulated knowledge, and you anchor that fragment back in, then that hole's not going to be there anymore.
Okay.
She's
Okay.
out in like 6th dimension. So it's because she likes it out there. So that it's like bringing her back in.
Yes. I totally understand. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much, Kim. I will be doing a session with you.
Okay. I started to say that, and then I thought, I don't want to sound too salesy, but I guess I'm supposed to not. It's like, buy the package, do a session.
Yes, I will, because I could feel the energy you're doing right now. I feel it in my solar plex, and I also feel it pulsating in my third eye. So I'm feeling what you're doing.
Okay, good. We'll do more in the group activation. So other people may have felt that same uncomfortableness somewhere within them, and that's what it is that's going on. It's some part that fragmented out because the energy was too much. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Deanna.
Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good. All right. So I just want to go to Nikki because she keeps cutting in and out. So Nikki, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you so that I don't forget. Oops. Do it again. Go ahead and unmute yourself. Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Question. Can we change our blueprints?
You can change your blueprint, but it's your divine blueprint that you want to connect to. And it's like when you connect to that, then it's all unlimited possibilities, and you can dream and dream again. You know, it's like you're not ever bound to it, that it's not like a binding or a curse or something like that. So what is it that you want to, what is it you're wanting to change? You don't have to give me the specifics, but what's the energy wanting that you don't think you want to stay with it? Did you ask that question?
Well, I kind of feel a little stuck, and I feel a sense of stirring, like I should be doing something different on a larger scale.
Well, that's your blueprint calling out to you. So when you're feeling the other, then you're, it's like there are upgrades of it that come in. It's like there's completions, and then there's like another, level that can anchor in. Because we can do timelines, and, we can collapse 15, zillions of lifetimes at once, like complete it, go to another one, complete it, go another one. So another loop of it drops down, because I see it like in plates that come in. So yeah, it's always, when you complete it, then there's another level that will come in for you, if that makes more sense.
How does my energy field look?
Okay, let me pull it out and look back at it with this energy. You are, it looks like you're like the back of your jaws. They showed me your teeth being clamped down, and like you're holding your voice, you're holding your power back in that way. So you're giving your power away to some way in that you're not speaking your divine truth. And so you're holding back in that way. And there is like there's a vibration at your root. And if you connect to that vibration and bring that vibration up through your whole, all your energy centers and signatures, then there's an expansion that's going to happen. But you're keeping it closed down. You're keeping it closed down like this, because it's almost like there's a fear of the change, of what the expansion would actually bring.
That makes sense.
Yeah, complacency. It's like it's easier sometimes to be in complacency and not rock the boat. But what happens with that, when we stay in that, then, our own life force either diminishes, or it's like, and then we are stuck in complacency forever. It's like, and then soul goes, okay, my energies are going to go to another aspect of myself and live this out. We're all living in more than one timeline. It's like we're not just here. It's like we see ourselves here, but like we have all of these other timelines that we may be living our blueprint out in. And then this is just the one that this part of this consciousness is waking up to this until we complete it. And then it's like, then we go into another level of awareness. I don't know if that was too much. Sometimes it's like
No, I got it.
Too much expansion for you all.
No,
that was great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you, Nikki. That was great.
To yourself, and whatever look at that energy, because you know where you're holding back and why you're holding back.
I do. I'm going to fix it.
And when we do that if it's with family members or, people that we know, or holding ourselves in some job position or whatever it is, it's like the truth is we're binding that person too. We're employing them to show up for us in the way that they are. And so when we free ourselves from that, we free them too. It's just like, you don't have to hold me in that pattern anymore. And then they get to go into a higher consciousness in their self. It's like there's an energy that when we're all bound like that where everybody's being held back. And
Sure.
then something bigger comes along that shakes up the whole earth, like what we're doing right now.
That's
On the
right.
whole globe. It's like,
Mhm.
it's shaking. It's like, okay, humanity didn't wake up when they had their first blueprint to do that. So
Mhm.
It's time
Right.
now.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Awesome.
Thank
you,
you.
Nikki.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah, thank you. All right. I want to go to, I'm going to unmute Fahad. Fahad? I can't, oh, I can't find you. Oh, there. Oh, you don't have a microphone, Fahad, unfortunately. So you can't actually speak. So I don't know what you mean you're on the phone. I don't know, it's confusing. I don't know what that means. Okay, so if you're on the phone, Fahad, just unmute yourself. Okay? If not, I'm going to go to the next person.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry, Laura.
Hi. You're Delight? I thought you were Fahad. Who was I?
Elizabeth.
Oh, okay, I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm Delight.
Yeah, but I was looking for Fahad.
Oh,
Are you Fahad?
I,
No.
this is no Delight. Can
Go
I ask?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Dear Kimberly, hold on a second. Hold on. Can you help me, please? My brothers I have two brothers which we were very good together. Now it's several years. They turned against me, and my older brother turned the other one against me. And my older brother, he is a schizophrenic, and he turned my mom against me and everyone. Please help me. I don't know if it's someone else did these things or what.
Okay, let's stop right now. Because the energy that's coming from you, it's like that it's something outside of you, and it may feel like that to you, that your brother, turned these people against you, but it's like that it's something within your own energy that's creating all of that. And I'm not going, and this is for anybody that asks me questions, I'm not going to psychically look at someone else that's not here. It's like I'm not going to psychically invade their energy and see what's up with that or any of that. I don't do that. I only work with the person that's here with me, because it's about you all empowering yourself so that you can get to the next level. So I won't psychically do those kinds of readings. Okay. So I don't know if it felt like that's where you were going with it. Excuse me?
However you can help, I appreciate.
Okay. So it's about your energy and what you're holding on to, because it looks like to me something within you is what I'm getting, screamed out for a change and for a new direction in life, and even what you were bound to within your own family. So a higher perspective of you was literally asking to be rescued. And so sometimes when we're screaming out to be rescued, then that's how the rescue comes. There's a separation that happens between us and the other people because it's a toxic relationship. Okay.
Yes.
And then that inner child, the child starts feeling like they did something wrong and it's their fault, and then they want all of this plugged back in. So that's what I'm seeing with you, with your energy. And so it's like, look at what is the good that's came from that, and then where do you take your life, and how do you live your life without being indebted, is the word that I hear, to the family. And that if you connect to his energy, he's got all kinds of entities. The one that you labeled as schizophrenic, there's all kinds of energies and enmeshment there within the family. Your soul didn't come in to stay enmeshed into that energy. And you're trying to go back. You want to go, something in you thinks that it should be enmeshed because they're enmeshed. Okay. And it's like, it's actually a freeing for you. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
No.
Okay.
Can you repeat it again, please?
So basically, basically what she's saying is like this situation was brought about because you wanted to be rescued from that situation. So it's up to you now to choose to make a different choice. It's not about going back to that same relationship, that same scenario, because you're going to get enmeshed in all those different energies. This is the opportunity for you to break out of it if you choose. Right, Kimberly?
Right, exactly. She brought this on she wanted to be free of it and not to live in that scenario.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity now for you to choose something different.
Well, because I want the whole family to be at peace, you know. I want the whole family. I can either go and leave, or I want everyone to be at peace and to live.
How do you know that when you step out of the situation, they won't all be at peace?
Yeah, you don't know, right?
Yeah, but they will be at peace, but I might not be at peace.
But you might.
You don't know that though, because yeah, it's like you're trying to pull in.
Because I always sacrificed myself.
There you go. It's like that martyr energy. Well, if I don't have this, then where do I get to be the martyr at? And so that's what I would look at and work at instead of what they've done. That's that going back to what we very first talked about. If you're still looking at what victimized you, and we're still looking at something outside of ourselves to blame it, we can't stand in our own divine blueprint and the empowerment of that because it's still something external. So instead
I'm trying to do that. But he sends a bad energy, distracts me.
So this is something, Delight, that you need to have a personal session with. This is not something that can be cleared in 2 minutes on a call like this. You know, this requires a personal session. If you really want this cleared and changed, work with somebody one-on-one. That's what you need. I do that all the time. I had entities a couple of weeks ago. I worked with one of my teachers.
Yeah, of course I do that.
And then why don't you do that with Kimberly?
Well, I'm thinking, yes, Kimberly.
Yeah, because you want it. It's like
I think I did before.
The part of it that's so afraid, you're so afraid to let go of it. And it's like, and if you let go of whatever the scenario is, you don't know what that outcome's going to be yet. It's like you're projecting they'll do this and they'll do that. And it's like that may not happen at all. We use so much of our energy projected scenarios that are may not be truths until we do the healing, because we're keeping it going. And you use the word yourself, that the whole you sacrifice for everyone else. What would happen if you didn't do that? What would you be?
So it's not a question that she's asking for an answer, but it's a question she's asking for you to get the awareness of what would your life be like if you didn't sacrifice yourself anymore. Just get the awareness of that, get the energy of that.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, because that's that going back to getting our significance from someone external. Some way you got your significance from sacrificing for everybody else. So that's for everybody on here. It's like so you have to keep the scenario going to get your significance when it's that kind of situation.
Yeah, well, I sacrificed. Now they are up. Now I'm the one who needs help now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's like you want to step into your own empowerment. It's the part of you that's like ready to do that. Because if not, you were going to, you can't just keep giving your energy away like that. There won't be anything left for you.
Okay, thank you.
So you actually rescued yourself is what I'm trying to tell you. That was a place of empowerment.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, thank you.
So continue to step into your power.
Thank you so much, Alara and Kim.
You're welcome. Thank you. It's just so interesting how we do things like that, how we create situations to empower us, and then it feels like sometimes we're afraid to be that empowered.
Right, and when we connect to our blueprint and we're living in it all the time, we don't have to create the situations from what we've labeled a negative experience in order to get the transformation. You know, it's like we can ride with it. And, you know, we've all done that. How many times in our life that something seems so devastating and it was the highest and best thing for us?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that when we stepped into that new path, it was it was perfect.
Yeah.
We were in perfect alignment with what we came here to do.
Exactly.
And the family stuff is the hardest. It can be the most enmeshed, you know, but we are the ones that chose that family unit to come into for the empowerment that it was going to give us.
Mm-hmm.
So
And now we can
yeah.
choose to empower ourselves in spite of sometimes the family unit that we chose.
Right, exactly. It's never about being in some kind of binding to it.
Yeah.
It's about the gifts that it would give us to empower. She could be stopping this for generations, that this doesn't carry on anymore, you know, that it's done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a question from Arietta. She's asking, is the blueprint a template? Can you please tell us more about blueprint activations? So, okay, go ahead.
I see it as a template. That's how it shows up to me, you know, as a vision. If I saw it in that way, it's a template. And so sometimes when I do activations like that, like the old templates that no longer serve are pulled out so the new templates can come in, the unpreceded templates. And honestly, I'm going to go on right now and talk about the package, because that's what we'll do in the package. That's what the calls will be about. I realize I need to start calling those like workshops or something, because when I say 3 calls with me, it's like, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be working on that. I'll do an activation today, but we'll go deeper into it on, you know, each level of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the support that you get for 2 months with me in being in membership, that you can be, you know, in the group and ask questions to me all the time with this. So that's part of what you get in that. And that's what we'll be doing, is working on this, because I feel like right now I've done the activations of the Divine Blueprint as a package for you before. It's like, it's not new. We've always had this. And it's like, now we're in this opportunity time to really be anchoring in new earth, you know, new humanity, and what it is that we want to create, instead of going back in that struggle. I'm going to use Delight, is that her name, as an example. You all could feel the struggle and the pain that she was in with that, because she wants, you know, she's trying to go back. She's trying to go back to that. And there was nothing about that sounded like that's a pleasant situation for her, you know? And it's like, so we're all in this opportunity to anchor in, you know, the next realm, the next era, whatever that is that we came here to bring in. So we're in a really opportune time to be doing that.
Yeah, so for those of you who are on the live page, you can just click on special offer. Those of you who are not, you can go to alara.at/show/Kimberly4, and you can take a look at the 2 packages. The second package, package B, includes a 30-minute personal session with Kimberly. So you definitely want to work with her if you can, you know. That's why it's like some situations or some questions are going to be better in a one-to-one, you know, because then she can go deeper into whatever is going on with you.
Yeah, and so on that package, you get that on that first package, it's the 3 live calls with me and 2 months of the membership. And then in the second package, you get the call with me, 12 days of energy transmissions, where I send transmissions to you for 12 days to the whole group. And then the 3 calls.
Mm-hmm.
And then also with both of them, while you're in that 2 months you're in membership, you get 25% off any additional sessions that you do.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing that she always forgets to mention, but it is there. So
yeah. Right.
And
so that's what we do in it. Yeah.
And so in the membership, it's for 8 weeks or 2 months. You can ask questions, you can receive support, and Kimberly goes on there every day. And she also does Transformational Tuesdays, where you facilitate I am atonements, and daily check-ins and energy transmissions for support, and then that 25% off savings on any session during that time while you are in the membership. Yeah.
You know, when I speak in light language, because I don't ever talk about that because it's just so normal for me now.
Mhm.
I don't even try to explain it. But when that's bringing in codes. And so it's the codes that we already have, and it's activating those. So it's past the irrational mind and the rational and the irrational mind, and it's bringing in energy octaves. I see it like almost little diamonds that are coming in, that are activating and supporting those blueprints, because our mind wants to stay in these loops. And so energies like that can break that cycle that's going on. Like it can make any kind of vibrational experiences like that can stop the cycle when we went into that drama dance. Because it's the drama dance that we're in, and we're looping in those traumas.
Mhm.
So there's sometimes there is another energy that if it comes, we can do this work ourselves, but when we bring in another energy, then it can break it faster. Like
Yeah.
when you said you got a session with somebody, it's like sometimes when we're so in it, we can't see beyond whatever that, moment is with that.
Mhm. Yep. So I just want to share, Camille just wrote in the chat, she said, I can affirm working with Kimberly is a great experience. Absolutely. I've worked with Kimberly too, and absolutely magical. I would definitely recommend it for sure.
And in the group calls, there's a synergy that happens just like here. There's a synergy that everybody brings in, some kind of vibration that holds something within the group container too.
Mhm. Okay, so there was a question from Fahad, who was trying to do the phone, but it didn't work out. Fahad was saying, I seem to be revolving around the same patterns of struggle with relationships. Can you help with that, or can you give some clarity about that? Seem to be revolving around the same patterns of struggle with relationships. I'm Pisces, by the way.
Yeah, it's all, that sounds so cliche, but I see stuff like in his sacral. It's like, that's a he, right?
I don't
It's
know.
like it.
I don't know.
He, she, whatever it is. It's like there's like the sacral energy looks all wadded up, and it actually literally looks, now this, it's like somebody else's energy in there, energies that aren't his, that are, I get it, it's his. So if this is a female, it's masculine energy. Whether you're embodying a male or female DNA skin tone, there's masculine energy there that is not serving you. So that energy.
Female. Yeah, I think, I was gonna say, I think she's female, because I remember seeing her once.
So she's
on
got
video.
masculine energy in her sacral. And women do that. We all do that. Sexual relationships, when you engage, it's like that energy in that time period, other people's energy can come in and be in your field. So she's got energies in her sacral that aren't hers, that don't serve her in any way. And so it's somewhere she's trying to compare energies to that, and that's taking up space. That energy needs to just like be moved out of there. It's taking up space in her own field of how she connects to relationships. Let's see if we can do a little, I'm gonna see if I can clear a little bit of stuff out of there with it. So there's some kind of comparison energy there. Keeps her in the same loop with stuff that she's trying to
So stop comparing.
yeah. It's an archetypal energy that's kept her in that place. So when she completes this, or no longer needs that to serve her, then she'll be able to bring in the relationship that she wants. My cat wants to be a part of all of this.
Awesome. I love it. All right, so
Okay,
hopefully
Alex.
that helps or that resonates with you, Fahad. We're just going to take just a few more quick questions. Shama has had her hand raised for a while. So hello.
Hello, Alara.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Go ahead.
Oh, goody, goody. Oh, so many of my questions have answered. Hi, Kimberly. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yes, it's about blueprint. I've never actually questioned blueprint, but right now and here, my problem that I always, well, I see it now, it's not a problem, but I seem to always self-sabotage, but I do have great expectations, and I feel very expansive, and especially now with what's going on, I kind of almost eradicate the fear, but I am thinking that it's either my inner child or something very deep down in there, sort of like really not wanting to let go, or I'm not really prepared to see it, feel it, and know it. So would you be able to touch on that a little bit? Because I believe
What
it
was
has
your
to
name
do with
again? I'm sorry, it's somewhere because I'm just seeing
Shama,
galaxy.
Shama, S-H-A-M-M-A.
Okay, let me drop into your field real fast to see what
Thank
you're
you.
talking about. Because when you all say to me, like, what am I sabotaging myself about? It's like there's so much energy out there. Because when I do readings, it's like walking in Best Buy and seeing all the television screens at once. So it's like if you kind of can sometimes make it more specific, then it's like on these kinds of things. Because if I'm doing one-on-one sessions, it's different. We can do all of it. But when we've got 60 seconds to do something, it helps if I go to something precise. Okay, let me ask what's the most beneficial for you in this moment of time.
Thank you.
For some reason, they took me to where we plug into our past lives at, and you still got something that you're holding on to from a past life, and it feels like betrayal and some kind of energy around that, and what the perception of betrayal was. I'm not getting whether you were the person that betrayed or somebody betrayed you. It doesn't really matter which side of the X we stood on, because it's the imprint in our field. So for some reason, you're still holding on to that. So it's either holding on to regrets or resentment, because both of them kind of present themselves in the same way in the field. So it came in from that, and then you carried it, like when you came into this lifetime, carrying it, kind of waiting for that to happen again, so that you could go, aha, there it is. I knew that was going to happen. So,
Yeah,
some way staying connected to that, there's a part of you that thinks that that's empowering, because I knew it was coming. There it was. It happened. See, I knew the whole time. But it's really keeping you in the loop of it happening to you all the time, waiting for the shoe to drop. Like, it can't be this good. I'm waiting for this to happen.
Yeah, in order to move past it, and it ain't happening. It just keep going around, and I just can't break through that. So I just need to pinpoint it. But that's it. I feel very okay in all areas, but I get there, and there is this. It's almost there's a portal and there's a film, and I just there's nothing I could do.
Yeah, it is, because it's that you haven't shut the access point from that past life yet. Yeah, whatever that is that you're holding on to the regrets with it. So I would probably do a journey with that, close that first, bring that piece back, and whatever that is that you're holding on to. I'm getting a headache with it. Okay. So there's some kind of brain integration to do with that, and what that was, that with that lifetime that you're waiting for some kind of redemption in this lifehood with it. Okay.
So you may want to get
you
a
could have some inner
personal.
child stuff with it too, but that's where it That's the origination point for what I'm seeing.
Okay, Kimberly, thank you so very much for that. That is very, very helpful. At least there is a focus, and I can at least, know what it is to ask for in a session or so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Close that
All
down.
right.
Just ask for that access point to be closed, that you don't need, you don't need to stay tied up in that anymore. And then you can check into that and see what your own regrets or resentment is with it.
All right, I don't like going there.
That's it.
I'm not one for conflicts. I won't find any.
None of them have wanted to do that. It's like they're asking me this, and you all want me to have a magic wand and go, I can't recover.
Oh, sweetie,
Nobody
can
wants to go to their conflict.
I'll help towards the magic one for you. Bless you. Thank you so very much. And thank you, Lara.
You're welcome. Thank you, Shama.
All right. Take care, you both.
You too.
On everybody.
I love it. So Fahad is asking if you can help clear that in a session with Fahad. That was the
yeah, I don't know what it was, because
that was
we've already done like three
the extra
people
male
speak.
energy in her sacral.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you clear that in a session?
Well, I can't guarantee that. It depends if she wants to hold on to it or if she opens up to clear it or not. It's like, but we can work on that in a session, and it's up to you whether or not.
I was
you hold on
talking,
to
and
it.
I needed to hear, and that was rebounding in here.
Oh, sorry. You were muted. Sorry.
Yeah, mute her.
Yeah, you're muted. All right, so yes, Fahad, you can do a session with Kimberly, and you can work on that in the personal session, okay? But it is of course up to you whether you want to heal it or not, or let it go, or clear it, etc. We personally are our own healers, right? Other people like Kimberly, she can facilitate and hold space and do stuff, but you, in the end, it's up to you. It's your choice to heal it, clear it, etc. Okay?
Yeah, and I do work multidimensionally. And so like when I said I walk in and it's like going in Best Buy and seeing all of the screens at once, it's like I see all of it at one time, whether it's inner child, past life. I don't have like, oh, it's a niche and we're just going to do this. Like if Dawn wants to do astrology with me, then we need to do astrology, because that's a whole different part of my brain that I use. Even though I do it intuitively, but it's a whole different part of sections of your brain that you use for that information, that you would look at. So when I do a session with somebody, I ask to go to whatever's most beneficial for them in the moment. And sometimes when it's a story that we think that this is what's causing this for us, that's what our mind is holding on to. And then it's like, usually the energy will take me somewhere else, and then all of their stories collapse. It's like it all collapses because all of the stories of this part of my life, and then this is happening and this is happening. It's like pulling out that one card that's holding the whole house together. And then the whole thing will collapse. Got it.
Makes sense. All right, we're going to take one last question, because then I want to do the activation. So, Pat, I'm going to unmute you, and this is the last question. Hello.
Hi, Kimberly.
Hi.
Am I integrating my divine blueprint? I've been feeling a lot of lightheadedness, but it comes and goes.
Yeah, it looks like you've been receiving downloads. So are you getting, is it during your dreams, or you feel like it feels more like you have walking dreams, like it's almost like a daydream? Are you missing almost time or something, little time things like that you?
I do have strange dreams. I do, definitely.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of your stuff is coming in that way. So I'm seeing that different levels are coming in. It feels like you've been doing, because like for me right now, I'm doing a lot of work out in the grids. And so I'll be woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, wide awake, I'm not dreaming, I'm awake, and then I'll say, oh, you know, I'll hear, well, ask to go here, you know, like they told me, ask to go to the consciousness of COVID, see what it is. And so then I journey to that. So you have that kind of ability to be able to do that too, where you're kind of like wide awake journeying.
Okay.
So there, it does look like you are connected and the downloads are coming in for you.
Okay.
So, because I'm seeing it more as it looks more like a fountain, you know, like where other people today, I saw them as a broken vase with everything leaking out, and yours is coming down like a portal and light that's coming in. So
Okay.
I would just keep asking to be downloaded to that energy, what that is, and just for the, you know, the connection to keep coming in for you. And we can't be downloaded in an expansion 24/7. It's like we go through a phase of downloads comes in, there's an absorption process that happens, and then the integration process. So where you said like you come in and out of it, you're going in and out of those three phases of it, like the download, the absorption, and then the integration. And so sometimes we think nothing's happening, you know, but it's like that's how it has to come in to assimilate the energy.
Okay.
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 So I'm not seeing any. Your color that's with you is like a kind of a blue, ultraviolet, lavender color. So I'm
Yes.
not seeing any big. I'm not seeing anything blocking it. It's just
Yeah, I see
allowing.
that color when I close my eyes. I see violet blue. Yep.
Yeah. So that's what it is. It looks like that you're in the upgrades of that, and that it's that asking for spirit to dream you in, you know, and to just put that out there, and then allow the downloads to come in the absorption process.
Okay.
Okay.
So I should state I allow.
Yeah.
I allow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kimberly.
Thank you for the work
Blessings.
that you're doing.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you. I allow.
All right, let's do the activation.
Okay, good.
We did a lot of questions.
Yeah, the questions, no, I was starting to get like crappy with people. And it was because the questions were being so heavy, and I could feel it pulling my own energy down. And it was like, no, I'm in this expansion. I've been like downloading all day. And then I could feel like that old way it was feeling like to me was an old paradigm. Like, you know, it felt like the cement block. Whoever I saw the cement block on,
Yeah.
it's like it felt like that. It's like, oh my goodness, it's like more cement, another layer of cement that's trying to like come in. And it's like, we got to let that go, people. We don't want to be all bogged down with all of that cement.
No, exactly.
Okay. So when I'm
So
talking,
wait, before you start, Kimberly, I just want you to share with everybody or tell everybody first and foremost, that, you know, we are all connected to source. We are not, nobody is disconnected. We are all connected
Exactly.
to source. So if you have that belief that I'm disconnected from source, can you please let that go and clear that? Because it's not true. So
we
some
are
people,
source.
yeah. Okay, so that was just, I was saying that for somebody specific, but I wanted her to hear that.
Yeah, and that's the not self that we start believing that, you know, that we're disconnected, and that it's something that's usually worthy issues, that there's something there with it. And a lot of that can be from religion, because of the paradigm that we have been in and what we've been taught of what holy is.
Right. Right. Religion, family.
Yeah. I had a psychic years ago, before I was really doing this. I was probably still working in the hospitals. And she told me that my gift that I came with was the greatest gift of all. She like channeled, and she put these headphones on, and I still don't know what she was doing. And she said, someday you'll understand this, because you came to hand them themselves back. And that's the greatest gift that you can carry. And of course, it was like, okay, what is that supposed to mean? but I knew I knew it was truth when she said that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everything in my life like was changing. It's like I was going through a divorce. You know, we've talked about those kinds of things before.
Yeah.
Everything in my world was going out from under my feet. You know, it's like I got put on probation at work for something stupid, and it was because I wasn't the one that was moving on.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those powers came down, but the whole time I knew it was a divine plan. I knew that there was something opening and that this was what I had came here to do. And, you know, and so some of those first parts of our life, it is part of the plan, but there's a completion that happened. And there was a completion with whatever that was for me. So then the next could come in and the next could come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we keep creating. It's like the seasons, it keeps changing. You know, it goes into another season. And there's beauty within each one of those. So it's when we're in that and we're not fighting it, you know, putting our feet in the mud and holding on to what has been, that's when we do more, that's when we do the damage to ourselves. That's what creates the traumas, the emotional traumas. And then, you know, that we have to do something to clear those.
Mm-hmm.
That resistance that we have that creates that. Okay. So when I checked into this group earlier, the big piece that I saw was not having, I don't know if it's just in the whole collective, because I asked for the collective, but there was a lack of knowing how to move forward. That was the commonality that I saw. And that energy was, and there was a lot of confusion in the third eye. So that was what I saw in this whole group, you know, earlier. So we're going to set the intent for the downloads of that and what's most beneficial with that to come in. So when I'm leading you all through this, don't worry about, oh, she said this, I wasn't there, or what the instructions are. Just breathe in and just allow yourself to receive right now what the downloads and the vibrations are. And then she'll have this up on YouTube. You can go back and listen to it if you want to write down specific, you know, instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll go through instructions on how to disconnect this stuff, but don't get caught up in that you're not doing it right. Just allow yourself to receive. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, so let's all breathe in. Use your breath to bring yourself into your own awareness, into that source that you are, the divine source that you are, that you always have been. So use your breath, breathe in peace, and breathe out acceptance. So breathe in love and breathe out kindness. So just use your breath for a little bit just to come into your own center. So first we're going to disconnect from the chaotic mind of humanity, the part that we've sent our own third eye out and corded into with the belief that it has knowings for us. We're going to disconnect from that energy and pull that energy back into ourself, into our own third eye, into our own psychic center. Our psychic awareness is not out there in that field. It's within inside of us. So let's disconnect from that for this moment. All of those beliefs that somewhere if we stay plugged in that we would be safe. We're going to download that inner knowing, the connection to it, that the awareness is within inside of us, and that it's the truth, our own North Star, our own energy that has always been there for us. To breathe that in and feel that disconnect from that chaos, all of that chaos that's out there right now. that's in so much woulda, coulda, shoulda. So we're going to disconnect from that pain body, humanity's pain body, and the emotional energies that go with that. Any emotions that we're carrying that's not ours, that have came to us begging to be transmuted. Going to release from that right now. Now we're going to release from our own mind construct that we created in this lifehood. The construct that we created from our own drama, our own pain, that has kept us in a place that we've been bound through this mind, and the emotions that went with that. I'm going to place that all in a container. We just ask for this energetic energy to be placed within this container of light, as we can disconnect from these constructs that were created. Nekerotora shatera nakeritora satikiritora shatakarana satakaritara eshotora karinakari sitikiritora satakari eshatakirana satakaritera shotakori satakari satakaritara. So the mind construct is within your own soul, and that's connected, that aspect that's connected into family mind, where the soul itself came in and connected into this construct of this family mind. And in this moment, we're going to disconnect from that. Ooh. So the soul may be free to experience the truth and the light that it is, without the perception and the bondings of others. In the constructs within the DNA strands itself, from eons and eons of time that you brought in with you from other sources, other dimensions, the construct that no longer serves you as we move into this divine blueprint, into this time of the birthing of new earth and the consciousness of humanity. Neketera sotokore shetekere nakatura no shatare nekerietera na sotokore tata una satakari shotana kopare ne sitikeritora. So there's like an energy of gratitude to you that comes into you, and feel that energy of that gratitude from all of those aspects of you, family, your DNA, from humanity, that you are here to be the gift that you are, and the gratitude of that. Allow that energy to absorb into every cell of your body, the truth of the gift that you really are, and how grateful the whole and source is to you for being this, for stepping into this role, to embody this energy, to stand here in this time we call now. Neshetera no kori sitikiri, ona shatakare sitikiri toro shatakari sete, ona shatakara shitukore sitakari toro, na satakari toro shatakari tara na satakari tara. So any energies within any of our energy centers, signatures that have been a container of distorted energies, for that energy to be, I'm seeing it being scooped out, transmuted. It goes into this container of light. Neshetera na kore shetu kore tara na katera, o soto kore na shatakere in no kata. So any bindings that you agreed to, or your ancestors agreed to, that no longer serve you, or that energy to be cleared. Whew. Okay, so divine source. There's like an opening in the crown, and I'm seeing this energy that's being brought in. It looks like a diamond shape with multiple facets, so it's going to be different colors for different people. Ooh. So it's kind of hovering over the top of their heads. It's connecting. So you can open, ask to receive, connect to this energy, say yes to it. And the energy has it's connected to you, so it's your own innate energy, and it knows like how to deliver this to you. I felt some fears come up with around if it would be too much, and it's like there's an innate wisdom within you that's connected to this divine source, to your own divine blueprint. So it's allowing that, breathing in and expanding to that. So that energy drops all the way down through your central column, all the way down into the heart of Gaia, the connection to her, the love and support that she has for you. Earth itself, all sustaining, nurturing energy. So it's like anchoring in, connecting into that blueprint, your blueprint that she has always held for you within your records. So we're going to open up the bottoms of our feet. It's like you've got chakras in the bottoms of your feet. And so that energy opens, connecting into that template, grounding in. It's safe. It's safe to be on Earth. The truth of that energy and the knowing of that Earth herself holds this frequency for you. This love and support and the knowing, feeling, and understanding that it's safe to be on Earth. Every cell of your body. So some of you may already be feeling the downloads coming in. I feel like a vibration at the root chakra. It's like a kundalini buzz. That energy vibrates, and it's a vibrant energy of life force energy. It's connecting to that whole blueprint and what that is that's anchoring that in. So your own life force energy, it's like a lotus that the roots connect to that, and as this lotus comes up from the mud, you may be feeling connections with other starseeds existences that you've had. It's the anchoring of the energies that you said that you would come and be that divine anchor of the energies. And so that energy is like funneling into the system, bypassing any types of sabotaging types of energy that we put in place ourselves. Just for this moment, connecting into that, it's weaving in into your tapestry. Activating your dimensional light body energy. Receiving upgrades. It's most beneficial for your essential self. So there's an energy of knowing what is essential, the truth of that, what of your truth, what how you are essential, what you are, what that energy is. It's something about the essential meaning of life and how to anchor this energy in. So I'm seeing a lot of like the third eye fractures in it, oval leaf systems. It just looks like a bunch being wiped clean at the same time. A parting. It's like a parting of the seas. Clouds. The veils. It's the veils. The veils of illusion. O shatakara nakata I setekiri no kori shatakari shotokori tara na satakari itsuro shotokori satakari in katoro shatakari kera uno satakari kera sutokori shatakari satakari uno kora shatakara satakari kera na satakiri tara. So there's a balance that's happening within the brain itself, in the right and left hemisphere of the brain. Expansion. So any kinds of implants, anything that no longer serve us, that energy is being cleared out. New crystals being replaced, like burnout crystals, new crystals being replaced within the brain itself. Neshetakara nakori tara na satakari tera na satakari tera. O shatakara yena ikere tera satakari. O shatakara na satakari 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 satakari. Shatakara na satakari satakari tara na kari tara na kari tara na kari tara. So there's different ascended masters, beings that will come into different people. That's like the part of the team that you're in, your own initiation process, and what that is, where you're at with your own accumulated knowledge. So there's like, I'm seeing like an opening to the temples. And so you can go into that, into the healing temple that is, it's kind of like going to spa day. So it's like different people go into different rooms. So that's what I'm seeing. And it looks like these beds of light, like that are rays of light that are coming in. So they're telling me that that's the cosmic rays. So the cosmic rays are here to support us, and they're bringing reprieve to humanity, that we have been screening out for this energy, and they're here to support us and to bring this energy to us. So there's rays of light that are going into our energy centers. The root chakra, there's a pink energy that's going into the root chakra, because the colors that our chakras are won't be. It's like all that's changing out. So there's a light pink kind of kunsa, which is self-love energy that's going into the root chakra. It's grounding into that template, into the heart of Gaia, connecting into your blueprint, your divine blueprint. So it's the first layer is self-love. What that's like to be in the energy of that. Every cell of your body. There's a white ray that's coming in to the sacral chakra. It is this purity. So it's clearing out any energies that no longer serve in that way. I'm hearing disjointed energies. Kind of like bringing in a void. In a good way. Zero point. It's a 0 point. Feel that peace with that, what that feels like to just be in the 0 point. There's a quietness and an inner peace with that energy. So there's a golden energy, a golden ray that's been anchored into the solar plexus. I'm seeing a lot of cracks and holes within that energy. Neshete kera nokora shata kara nasata kari tera nasiti kiri tora shutta kari tara nasata kari ishutora. So that chakra is actually, that energy center is actually being, it's changed. Looks like surgery, you know, it's like it's being removed and a new solar plexus. You're telling me we can't do it the old way. The old ways of empowerment won't survive, lack of another word. Sustain. Neshete kere nakori sete kere nakari tera nasata kari tera nakatora. Eshete nakiri toro shoto kori tara nasata kari tara. Okay, so there's teal color ray that's going into the throat. That's like a combination of the green and the blue, which is it's like Gaia's voice herself is healing something within the throat center, so you can hear her song, hear the connection to her and the truth of your blueprint and what that energy is and how we move forth with this. So that energy is connecting. It's a connection energy, that it's safe to be in your truth. And it's safe to know when you're not in your truth, if that is just as important. So now there's an energy that is a pearlescence, opalescence, that's going into the heart and the high heart. It looks like a lava lamp between the two of them, where they're one unified unit. Because our heart chakra holds emotional wounds, and the high heart is this energy of purity, and it's where all consciousness that will be coming from and that will come from this center. So it looks like a lava lamp between the two of them, where there's no disconnect. Not that there's a disconnect between any of our energy centers, but sometimes we create disconnects. So I'm seeing that expanding out into the whole field, goes all the way down into that heart of Gaia, up through all of your energy signatures. There's a platinum ray going into the third eye that also is like melting into that heart, in the high heart, where it comes, your discernment comes from the heart, and it's this unified unit between this. It's a trinity, your own divine trinity. You are God. There is no separation. You are source energy. Neshete kere nokori tara na sata kari tera siti kere shutu kore shata kari siti kiri kera ona sata kari tara. So there's chakras at your ears, and I'm seeing those opening, like there's the energy that's in and out of those, that's opening to the divine source of all that there is, to hear spirit first in people, to not hear through the mind, but that you hear and you connect to spirit first. Neshetere nakore shatakare nakatere koritora satakarietana nasatara. It looks like confetti coming out of the ears. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Okay, what are they doing now? So the crown chakras, what we've had that's been so beat up by all our God concepts, all the God things that we thought Godhead was, that energy is being healed, removed, and a new, what we call crown chakra, coming into our system. It's a copper energy. A copper is a transmutation energy. So it's this divine power of this transmutation, connectivity. It's a connectivity energy to divine source. Neshete kere nokore satakari nakari tara na satakari tera shetakari turo shatoro 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 shatoro. So breathe that in. So just be with that energy in those healing temples, and allow this energy to come into your system. And so as that's permeating into all of your cells, and activate, you've got an infinity symbol between underneath your feet, and that's that energy of Gaia, infinite wisdom, support and love from her. And then there's another infinity symbol at your knees, and this symbol activates how to walk forth on this path, how to stand in the support, and how to walk forth in it. So there is some repair work to be done there. Okay, so that energy moves up to your root chakra, crisscrosses, and there's an infinity symbol there that's creators. Infinite wisdom and survival, the truth of what that really is in every cell of your body. So that moves up your system in a unified, one unified energy system. Ooh. Aligning your soul. So we're going to recalibrate your soul assimilation point for your soul to embody this healing and for it to move out of any karmic ties and bindings that it had, to receive resolution. Shetera nakitoro, shatakari tera nakitoro, shatakari sitikari tera nakatera unokare shatakari. The direct path to do that. Just recalibrating the soul point to what's most beneficial at this time, your journey, and aligning your soul purpose, your earth purpose. The energy goes all the way through. There's an infinity symbol up above your head, about 3 feet up at your higher self. That activates, connecting the map that the higher self holds for this lifetime into this divine blueprint, and expanding this energy to the downloads, to the frequencies for this time that are here for us. So it aligns that earth purpose, soul purpose, and your God source purpose. Your the part that sees beyond this lifehood, beyond this galaxies, and understands all of creation and the significance of each level of creation. So it's connecting you to that energy, to that source energy that you are, that you always have been. So breathe that in. And just allow yourself, when you're ready, to come back into this time we call now. So as you're breathing that in and coming back in, wiggle yourself around. Feel that energy in your body. You might want to wake yourself up, tap yourself. So I'm going to send some frequencies into water, and whether or not you have a container of water with you, or if you want to intend that it goes somewhere. So this energy that came in today, we're going to send the frequency into the water. So you will have this to utilize yourself in however way that you choose. Nesete kere kore shatana hitera korea satakarina karitoro shatakari tarana satakari tarana satakari tarana. So one of the things that I got, tangerine, the essential oil, or you can even just do a tangerine, but that helps clear out emotions. So if you still have emotional debris that's coming in, and you know, we would be sociopaths if we didn't empath energies, and that's part of just being connected to the all. And so sometimes we may have a realm of emotional energy that comes through, you know, as humanity is going through the transformation that it is. And if you didn't feel that every once in a while, then there's something wrong with you, actually. So it's just when you get stuck in it. So use those things, like use the, you know, you might just cry for a second, you feel the energy, and then it's gone. And then it's like use the like this, the tangerine orange will help lift out that energy, because it's just kind of emotional debris that's come up that needs a witness. So that's all you're doing in that time when you're empathing it like that. It's when you empath it and you give your power away and you like are immobilized by it, that then it's, you know, sabotaging you. But it's like you know, use those kinds of things. So they brought the tangerine up.
Awesome.
Tell
Thank
me
you.
to remind me to tell you all to use energies like that.
Awesome. So how's everybody
Okay.
doing? How's everyone doing? So Sue says, thank you so much. That was great. Camille says, Kimberly, it felt so wonderful, truly wonderful. Thank you. Anne says, thank you, Kimberly. This felt so powerful, clearing my throat. Awesome. Nikki?
I have my oil,
Oh, awesome. Good.
my tangerine oil, and I rubbed it. It was awesome, Kim. The energy that moved through the crown, the head, the feet, the entire, oh, my body was
that was
being
really, I could feel that too. And that, it
pulled.
was
It was
interesting
just,
when the solar plexus was like removed. It was just like, don't even heal that shit. It was just like, we just
I
need new
couldn't
ones. Don't go back to that.
couldn't stay still in the chair. I was just being pulled, and yeah, it was
Good. Awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Thank you,
you.
Nikki.
You're welcome.
Dave Ronnie says this was beautiful. Thank you, Martha. Thank you, Bunches. Arietta, thank you. Powerful. Mina, thank you. Amazing. Camille says felt so many shifts and newness. Nice. Good. Yeah, that was a lot. I know at the beginning, Kimberly, I was yawning a lot. I'm sure you could see me yawning at the beginning, but then afterwards, the yawning stopped and it was just like receiving, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was feeling that. I was feeling the yawning coming in when I was, I don't know who, somebody messaged me here and I'm trying to figure out.
Well, somebody's asking, Dawn says, thank you, amazing. iPhone, I think that was Deanna. She's saying, how can we contact Kimberly to decide which package is best, A or B? Kimberly's not going to tell you. She's going to say, trust your knowing. But go ahead, Kimberly. What do you want to say to that?
Same thing. I mean, you just get more in the second package.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
get more in the
like-
second package, not just a
it's
30-minute
like
session, but the 12 days of,
Yeah.
yeah.
You get a lot more for $50 more.
Yeah. So, you know,
Like,
you choose.
So that if you don't feel like you want that or you're not ready for an individual session now or whatever, then you can that's a way you can connect and see if you want to do more work with me. You know, the others, a way to connect with that or what you want to work with. And we are going to, because I thought this morning when I was meditating right before this, I heard you need to tell Laura, you may need to change the way you worded your package, because it's really a workshop working on that energy of anchoring this in right now. You know, because I just said 3 calls, because I leave it open because it's sometimes they're specific, and it's specific to what actually is up with the energy on that day. You know, because that's the way I jam. It's just like whatever's there. I'm not tied into something. I'm not one of those that goes, no, we do this at this day at this time.
Yeah.
Because I'm always listening to spirit.
Yeah.
And this time it is going to be, it's anchoring that energy in that it's needed right now.
Yeah. So I guess Deanna, I think you're Deanna, right, on iPhone? That question keeps coming up. So I'm not sure if you're hearing what we're saying, but you know, she wants to contact you to decide which package is best. That's like an extra session.
It doesn't let me write back to them. I guess you have to be the host or something. I don't know, but they write back to each other? I don't know why.
You can. You just click on iPhone and then you can write to her.
Okay.
I think. Anyways, whatever. You guys, you figure it out. Trust your knowing. Go within. Ask some questions. What, you know, what's gonna be more expensive, or you know, do I want to work with Kimberly? See what you get, and just choose. We're not going to tell you either way. All right. Is there anything else that you want to share, Kimberly? Because I know we've already gone a bit long, and my poor puppy is just waiting for me.
No, because before we got, that was interesting that the Veils of Illusion came through. Before I got on, I drew 3 cards. It's from this deck, but I don't know what this deck is. Somebody gifted it to me. And it was the Amethyst Skull, which the keynote to it was explore all of the information before you make a decision, and then the Veils of Illusion. And that was interesting, that those veils of illusion, that was being lifted up. And when I was watching that, I was seeing yellow scarves. I don't know why they were yellow, but I was seeing yellow scarves, really bright, pretty yellow, being wrapped around people, and that energy being lifted. And it, it was really interesting that I saw it that way. And then the other card was Pallas Athena, and it is use your sword of truth.
So use your discernment.
Yeah, that's what that is. It's use your discernment. It's like, and if we are being triggered by all this other information, it's to let us know there's something within us, something within us that is seeking truth.
Okay, keep talking for another second. I'm just going to get something, okay? Keep talking for another minute.
Okay. To try to read I can't see the little stuff half the time. Okay, anything else that anybody that I should bring in? Let me ask Spirit if there's anything else to bring in right now. That Pluto energy that I was talking about that we went into retrograde is all the way until October the 4th. So it's a big retrograde, and then during that time period, there's going to be a couple other planets that come in, that go into retro with during that time period. And right now my mind's not in that container of which ones those are and when they're happening. So what that means is this energy that the whole globe is in is probably going to be here, or even when Pluto goes back, it could show up again. It's like if it even seems like it settles through the summer, there could be a return of this energy And all that is because humanity hasn't got it yet. You know, it's like we knew, how long have we known this, that the collective was going to awaken? Every prophecy out there has said it. It's like we've all known that this time would come. And all the prophecies have said that all of the different structures would collapse in some way. And it's not a bad thing. It's like there's, you know, new energy that's going to come in some way. So focus on that. Focus on how do you create the new? What is this, you know, time period for? And the excitement of that, and connecting to that energy of what you're going to birth.
Yeah,
instead
exactly.
of the grief. And there is a process sometimes of grieving your life of whatever that's been. But as soon as you recognize it and move through it, then you can go straight, you know, into the creation.
So on a different note, totally. I mean, I wanted to share something that I think you will appreciate. Like what I did.
Oh, yay!
I did this one. This one is not done yet, but it's like, you know, in process.
I love them.
I'm using this time to create art, learn more about art and create art, and, you know, etc. So who knows what will develop from that, but for now it's fun. I got wonderful tools, wonderful paints, you know, so it's I always look at your art.
The dot stuff, is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
I know, I want to paint some rocks. I was thinking about with my 3-year-old granddaughter, because we're doing projects. We've been going on live on my business page.
Nice.
Doing readings, and because I'm watching her 3 days a week. And you know, the last time I was on your show, my daughter was trying to manipulate me that day to go get her, and then it's like, then everything happened, and it's like, oh yeah, well, this is why I don't have any kind of energy with. I know this is the time period I'm supposed to be with her right now, you know, with my 3-year-old granddaughter, because it's happening.
Exactly.
We're painting and creating, and then she'll pull cards, and then we dress up. She'll say, what do you want to dress up? She calls me Gaga. And it's like, what are we going to dress up today? And we do pretend tea parties.
Nice. Yeah. And see, that's, you know, so what a wonderful opportunity to be able to spend this time with her, you know, so.
Right. And so we're doing, and I'll say, our fans are waiting for us, and we get on.
Nice. Nice. Absolutely.
We have all kinds of outfits on while we're doing it, and we pull cards.
Oh, good. So how much fun is that, right?
One day we read a book that was called I Am Brave. And it was like, she picked it out. I said, what book do you want to read to them today? And she went and picked out the I Am Brave book. We read that one to our audience.
Yeah, so, you know, I was being interviewed on for a podcast earlier today, and I was talking about this. Like, this is the great opportunity to do things that, you know, you don't normally have time to do, you know, whether it's learning a new skill, deepening your spiritual practice, spending more time with your family, whatever, doing art, you know, like whatever, take advantage of this time. But, you know, connect within, go within, talk to yourself, you know, what am I creating? You know, how am I moving forward in my life, etc. You know?
Yeah, it's so interesting to watch her where she's not conditioned really yet. And like her favorite color she wants to paint with is black, because it makes such a statement, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm picking up all of the rainbow colors on our unicorns, and she'll come across it with the black. And so I have to really, you know, like not to let her do that, to let her explore all of the colors, and, you know, that purple and green will eventually make brown. It's okay with her. She doesn't care.
Well, and that's the thing. It's about exploring life, right? And having fun with it. Yeah.
Right.
So awesome.
So it's
beautiful.
It's fun to watch that and to do that. So yeah.
Yeah. Great. Awesome. So thank you so much, everyone, for all of your wonderful questions, comments, and feedback. Thank you. And thank you, Kimberly. This was another powerful show, powerful process that you did. Like it was more than, I don't know, more than before, if that's possible, but it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you for the space that you hold in the energy. Well, we had quite a bit of people on here today, so they're all bringing in those vibrations.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's great. And I could really feel the cosmic rays here supporting us. and, you know, letting us know that they know humanity needs a reprieve and that they're here with us, supporting us and anchoring in that light for us.
Yeah, remember that we are being supported. We are loved. We are worthy. We're not alone, right? Yeah.
And anytime it feels too much, then, you know, walk outside and connect to the sun and ask for the cosmic rays to reprieve, to send that energy in for you in the moment. Because I know that they're, you know, my life really didn't change.
Mine
Because
didn't
I had
either.
already, yeah. So I had already created, you know, this for myself. And I know, because I remember when I went through my own upheaval, that, you know, you have to look back and go, oh yeah, that seemed like hard times. It seemed like, you know, really crappy times, and that all these people were doing this to me, and they weren't. It was like, it, you know, when you finally get it, I employed them to kick me in the butt so that I would actually wake up to the truth of who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Good
wouldn't
point.
go back and change it for anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
No
know?
regrets at all. Just
No.
gratitude. Just gratitude.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
everyone. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, Kimberly. Talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.